palmistry reading of a 15-year-old person. Before I start the analysis, I would request you to press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update. You can get a reading from me by calling me or you can email me. Now we straight away head to this particular hand image where the person has written few things about him. He says that basically he's not good at studies, and he says that he had an appendix operation at a very early age. Then mental health, there's no negative thoughts and all, and he's quite positive. He says that career, he says that he wants to become an entrepreneur and he wants to make $1 billion company. And he says that he has started planning about it, how to build a basically a company, Amazon type of a company, e-commerce company, after his 10th grade. And he's also learning coding, and he wants to start his business parallelly at the same time. So these are his basically things, something about him, and he wants to be the youngest billionaire under Forbes. So this is what he's thinking about. I just add few more things. Like he had also written that from fifth grade, his scores basically started to go down, and there were lots of distractions, video games. He says he's also a good artist. His teachers appreciated, and he wanted to become a car designer, and he started designing, and he has made 12 models. Try to understand these things I would be incorporating in the reading. So basically listen very carefully what I'm basically talking about. So that's basically whatever I've told you. Let's basically try to see those things on the palm, and then we would get back to it. Now we basically, the thing is that he's a young person and he started to design cars. That's a very good thing. But at the same time, he made 12 models. His teachers appreciated his basically his designing skills, but he suddenly lost the interest. So try to understand, how do we see if a person is going to remain committed to one field of area? We have to look at the heart line. You have to give your heart, you have to give your heart to a relationship or to your work. A relationship could be just a friend, a male or a female friend, or your spouse or anybody, any relations. So those are basically depicted by the heart line, and heart line can also tell you about your inclination to give and remaining committed to your field of work. So people who do not have a deep and clear singular kind of a line, they basically get distracted. So the chances of distractions increases. This is what we are basically reading in his write up. He says that he wanted to become a car designer, then suddenly he lost the interest. Uh, and he says, I don't know why, but I just lost interest. I didn't want to do it anymore. It was earlier this year that I realized that designing cars won't get a lot of money and I won't be able to satisfy my needs. This is what his questions are. This is same things. See, the same pattern is with every young kid. The thinking, what he is thinking, all the kids are doing the same thing. But you have to also realize that, uh, like the Tesla chairman, he's designing cars and he's making money. So you have to be doing things that you love to do, and you have to remain committed throughout your life. It's not that you suddenly lose interest and then you start to do something else. So this pattern is going to somehow stick to this particular person. So in spite of what I'm saying, if the person commits himself to one particular field of work, anything. It can be anything. He can be successful. And these days, everybody wants to basically become a billionaire. But ask people who are successful, they say that we would be happy just if we are able to uh, give good life, a normal good life to their family. Even those things cannot be possible. It's very difficult. So aiming high is good. There's nothing wrong with it. But you have to take those baby steps. And if you remain committed, the chances of getting success increases. Now his heart line is ending somewhere under the finger of Saturn. This is the finger of Saturn. I'm just going to remove this and show another image out here. Uh, so this is the image. The heart line is ending somewhere close to the mount of Saturn. Saturn is basically for money. Saturn is for possessions and wealth. Generally, every businessman, most of the businessmen, they have their heartline ending under the mount of Saturn. So this is considered to be a good sign. And it basically means that these people value money. These people are grounded, and they basically know the ground situations very well, and they are money wise, and they can manage money in a much better way compared to the other people. So in this way it's considered to be good. But these branches that you see on the heartline, it's not a very clear kind of a heartline. So these, if there's the heartline is not so clear, the chances of a person committing himself to one thing basically increases, that the person is not able to commit himself. So this is a wrong thing. Now we take a look at the headline as well. Now this is basically the headline. This is the money line, this is the fate line, and the intersection out here is of the head and the money is age 35. So this portion of the headline is before the age of 35. This portion is after the age of 35. You would notice one thing, that the headline is very long, deep and clear, and going from one end to the other. This would make a person a very headstrong kind of a person, very headstrong. And because it's straight, it would bring in more of practicality. Uh, People love when I say that they're extremely practical, but at the same time, for a businessman, you need to have imagination as well. A very slight curve, a little bit downward curve on the headline is considered to be good even in the hands of a businessman. Not a very deep curve, something like this, but a slight curve is basically considered to be a good. It would give reasonable amount of imagination, and it would kind of the person is going to look out of the box, those kind of things. But out here the person is going to be just extremely practical and no imagination. So this is what the person is. And the other thing is that the stronger the line, it's basically it's a good sign. But at the same time, we can look at the negative aspect as well. What it would do is that the person is going to make strong mental boundaries around himself. So the person would not come out of those mental boundaries. So that's basically a negative aspect. So this portion where I was saying the intersection, this portion is before the age of 35. This is a very important period, because this is when we are young. And in our youth, we can do many more things compared to what we can do in the in the latter part of our life. So you notice a little bit downward kind of lines out here before the age of 35. Downward kind of lines basically signify disappointments, and those things might play out. It doesn't mean everything is going to go bad. It's just meaning few disappointments, and those disappointments can come from any aspect of your life. It doesn't mean only the money part, but it can come from other aspect as well. Now, if this portion of the money line is before the age of 35, this portion, these lines that we are referring to, now both lines are starting somewhere on the mount of moon. This is the mount of moon that we refer to. It means that the person would do good in a field where public appreciation is involved, and the person is going to be good at trading activity and service industry. So those are the things that are going to benefit him. The other thing is that women or women related products would bring him more benefits. It could be also after marriage, things are going to become better. Maybe foreigners coming and helping him might be there, but it's not necessary. If a person has got a money line from here, always it's going to be foreign associated. It could be just trading associated, travel associated, service industry associated. Those things might play out. These downward lines that we are referring to, uh, in a way, there could be a little bit negative aspect also, because this is the money line and there are few inward kind of lines pointing towards the amount of Mars. This is the area of Mars negative. So those lines are basically considered to be money line. If it moves towards the amount of Mars negative, somehow the money is going to get destroyed or burned during this particular period. So this time is approximately, the time out here could be approximately 27, 28. That's the age when the person needs to be much more careful. And then another new line basically develops, and this portion of the line becomes more prominent, and the main line basically kind of nearly ends out here. So there's a changeover that's taking place out here. Just let me take another hand image, and if you take a look at the left hand also, you would notice that these breaks can be seen. These breaks basically signify that the chances are that this portion of the life is going to be a little bit troubled period for him. Troubled period means that there are going to be ups and downs before the age of 35. Many things are, there could be few losses, loss of business, loss of finances, loss of job. All those things can also play out here. The headline out here is also a little bit downward. This is not so good sign. Downward lines aren't basically considered to be good lines, and inward kind of lines pointing towards the amount of Mars is also not considered to be a very good sign. As far as the other, if you take a look at the heartline, on the heartline you would notice that there's an island-like formation out here, and the island-like formation is just under the ring finger. This is basically the ring finger out here. So under the ring finger, so ring finger, under the ring finger, it signifies heart-related issue or eye-related issue. This is where the person needs to be careful. But every person who has a island-like formation out here need not be. They basically suffer from these qualities, these diseases. It could just mean elongated periods of emotional stress and anxiety. So the person needs to control his anxiety and stress. That's when things are going to become better. Most of the successful people, they just have a very, very simple kind of a heartline. Simple heartline basically signifies that the person is focused and the person doesn't uh, incorporate stress in his life. The person keeps away from stress and anxiety. Those are the things that might bring success. Uh, these are the Mercury lines. Mercury lines are not so deep and clear. The person needs to strengthen his skills. Every successful person, you must have noticed, they might have gone to Harvard, they might have left Harvard or top institutes and basically started on their own, but they were good at studies. They were good at mathematics and science. So, so the person is saying out here that uh, he wants to start. It's good, basically, if he starts, there's nothing wrong with it, the business he wants to do, but at the same time also give more importance to the education. You just can't become Jeff Bezos uh, just by jumping into something and not taking the formal education. Although uh, these days, like Facebook and other companies, they are also hiring people who are not graduates. They are also taking up younger people. So even that possibility, what the person is trying to do is okay. Like straight away going into coding, if he's a good coder, the chances basically brighten up for him. So, but that's only going to be in the coding, not in the business part. But if he incorporates it in his own business, then it's going to be good. Reason behind why I wanted to know about Palm is that I've seen many YouTube videos of different people, and I've come to know I've come across in the comment section that hand looks like mine, but I've never found any hand similar to mine. So I'm just very curious. He basically says, now this kind of a hand uh, is not that. See, each hands are unique, each hands are different, but there are lots of similarities as well. So I won't say that this hand is a rare kind of a hand, and think, do not think that Jeff Bezos' hands are a rare hand. He's got a very common kind of a hand. Very common hands are good hands. You have to have a very, very normal kind of a hand with good qualities on it. That's what would make you basically successful. Then he goes on to say, when it comes to health, I'm keeping good these days mentally, but I have got serious back problems. Now, the person has got serious back problems at the age of 15. Just think about it. How can he basically do hard work? So basically, I need not say he needs to concentrate on his health right at this particular age. He also has the appendix operation 5 years back. Now, now these issues basically should be stressed upon. Like health needs to be the priority. And I've told out here that few things might not play in a good way, so the person needs to kind of uh, do more yoga and meditation in order to keep stress down and keep good health. He also now asks is what I want to know about palm reading. Will I achieve whatever I want? The wants are unlimited. Don't think that whatever you want is going to happen. Will I be rich and a billionaire? I can say yes, you can be, but there are few things that I've suggested, like being focused. Uh, you need to be very focused out here, and if there's few disappointments crop in with these downward lines, you have to take it with ease. The breaks in the money line, there could be breaks, there could be few disappointments, so don't get bogged down by that. And and few successful people also have said that it's better to fail in the earlier period of your life. So even if you fail in the earlier period, the chances basically brighten up for the latter period. Will I lead a luxurious life? Yes, it's possible. Your hand shows that to some extent. And see, one more thing I need to add here. It's not only rich people who lead a luxurious life. There could be few poor people. They might have a better life than even people who are rich. So richness doesn't guarantee that you would lead a luxurious life. And at what age will I achieve my dreams? You have to basically work hard for that. I would say probably after the age of 53. At what age will I achieve my dreams? How will my life be further ups and downs? Ups and downs I've already told you. Will I be good at marketing? Will I be good at marketing? Yes, to some extent but you need to incorporate a little bit of imagination, keep stress under control, uh, and probably yes, you can do marketing, but out here we don't see the area to be very clear, but it doesn't have a very clear cut, deep and clear line. If there was a deep and clear line, the person keeps very good network skills. It can be computer network skills or human to human network skills. So you need to build upon those human to human network skills. Only then the person can be good at marketing. So this is my opinion. Don't go by what I've already I may have said. Uh, and there's a possibility that still there might have many things I might have talked about negative and positives. You can take the positives and ignore the negatives. But if you feel that what I've said is true, then try to incorporate those things in your life to be more successful. And now I end my video. People want to know about money, possessions, and wealth. Importance of money line in terms of how much money we might make in our life is just 15%. You can come to know about money from every possible line in every portion of your hand, every amount, every line. It can be heart, head, life, sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, or any other line. A saint once said, "You do not need to go to an astrologer or a palmist to know about your future because you already know your future. Present is the result of past. How will be my future? Future depends upon what you are doing in the present. What are we? We are product of our thoughts. So the thoughts that come to our mind are really important. Keep positive thoughts and keep good company. That is the main thing, keeping good company. One last thing out here, that is just showing the line of sun out here. This is the line of sun. This is much deeper and clearer above the heart line. This portion of the area above the heart line is after the age of 53. So it's reasonably okay. Before, you notice that the line is a little bit dim. Dim line means doubts, and doubts are not good for work. And and I also wanted to say something that I'm just missing out. This is also the area of coding, the area of mathematics, coding, science, everything. So not too many lines should be seen out here. It appears that there are few lines, very weak lines. Weak lines basically means that the person is not sharpening their skill. And probably what the person said is back related issues, probably too many lines out here. Under the finger of Saturn, this is the area of your structure, your spine and all. If there are too many lines out here, probably it might get affected. So try to lead a more healthy life, better life. After the age of 35, you'll notice that there are two parallel money lines pointing towards the amount of Saturn. So two parallel incomes, but these lines should be a little bit deeper and clearer. Only then it gives much better result. And this is the headline. In the initial period, you would notice few inward kind of lines also. These are basically lines of anger, aggression. So anger needs to be in control. And the breaks that I was referring to, these breaks, these are there at many points. So there could be few troubles that the person might face. I've already mentioned the age. On the mount as such, the lines of Mercury aren't so good, but out here you can see a reasonably okay kind of a line, but there are too many lines out here. So too many lines would mean that the person is trying to do too many things. One last thing, yes, I remember what I was trying to convey to you. I asked him that he's 15 years old. I asked him that has he tried to do any business? Like business doesn't mean actively pursuing a business, but business can also be like there's a trade fair in your school. Have you participated in it? See, most people uh, who participate are the ones who are more entrepreneurial by nature. They have that spirit in them. They want to make money. So people who want to make money, they basically pray for money and they basically value money very well. So uh, I would say that he said yes, he did, and probably it might be because the heartline is ending under the amount of Saturn. So person loves money, so the person is going to make good amount of money in spite of whatever I might have said. This one quality that he mentioned, that he participated in actively to make money at an earlier period. If he keeps on doing that, the chances basically brighten up. Try to understand. The, the main thing to see is the desire to make money and then actively participating in trying to make the money. It can be wherever and however it might be. So thanks for watching. Bye and take care. That's it for the palmistry reading. Press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update.